You're listening to the Bourbon Nerds Podcast, episode Once Upon a Time in Austin. I'm Cody.
I'm Garrett.
And we are the Bourbon Nerds. Coming to you from Austin, Texas. Come on down. Garrett, how are you doing today?
You know who else lives in Austin, Texas? A man.
A man?
And he lives down by the river.
By the river, Nick Foley?
In a van, eating a steady diet of government cheese. No, Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew, oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's like a teacher at the college and stuff.
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh, yeah, I'm doing good, by the way. Sorry,
good.
I just ignored your stupid question earlier.
We're excited. A lot going on. Hanging out in Austin. Had a really good weekend over here. We're prepping and getting ready for our Still Austin interview, which we're extremely ecstatic about. But we got an exciting episode. We're going to be featuring today Lucky 7. If you may have heard, they're actually a unique distillery, which we'll talk about them and give you a little bit more. We've got a couple bottles we have in front of us. Garrett, what bottle you got in front of you?
Well, I just want to start by saying I was really drawn to these bottles because they have like the little admit one ticket. Like I'm a film and video production major, and they have like a little camera. Like this is very movie themed, which immediately caught my attention. But I never really knew if it was good. But then I went to Total Wine, I think around Christmas, or it was in the winter time, and it was like $30 or $40 off. So I was like, take a chance on it. I didn't like this one at first. This is actually the Holiday Toast, which is the double oak. Mm-hmm. It's finished in toasted new American oak barrels. But I don't really know why I didn't like this one to begin with. But now I really, really enjoy it.
Yeah, and we'll come back to talking about the bottle. So just want to give a quick overview of our episode today. I think we have a lot to talk about. One, from Barrel to Brain, we'll talk about the Lucky 7 and give you some history and insight to where that came from and how that's being done. Nerd Rage, we're going to talk about the new Thunderbolts movie. Awesome. We'll try to keep the spoiler alerts
the Thunderbolts
to a minimum. Okay, Red Guardian. We're going to kind of do some recap. There will be some spoilers on Daredevil, so if you haven't had a chance to watch that, amazing. And then I know Garrett watched Sinners, so he'll give you some overview and his thoughts. Whiskey Sidelines, what an amazing win by the Dallas Stars.
Dude, I was so hyped. I scared my wife, she wasn't asleep yet, but I startled her because I was jumping nuts. We'll talk about that for sure.
For sure. And then
historic,
absolutely. We'll give kind of our views and thoughts on the current progress of the NBA playoffs, and then maybe mention some golf updates. But in Pop Culture Pour, we'll talk about some of our favorite movies,
along with some of the movies that were shot around Austin.
Yep.
Just a little bit. We'll talk a little bit about Austin throughout this episode as well, because it's actually the Hollywood of the South. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Neat and Balance, I'm going to talk a little bit about Progressive Overload and give some tips on that. And then last call, we've got some updates. Progressive, not a sponsor. Yeah. All right, well, let's get back to talking about the bottle.
What are you going to do on last call? I interrupted you.
Sorry. That's okay. Yeah, he's excited today. He got here at 11. It's like a 5.5 hour drive or something.
Dude, I got to get my jokes in there. I'll forget them. Oh yeah, 10 seconds ago I forgot I was going to say this, and then you're like, oh, that's stupid.
Yeah, and we got new equipment, so we don't have the little sound, the funny sounds that we had.
Yeah,
so
that thing
if you guys are excited about that.
Yeah, the thing wasn't working quite how we expected it to. It was a good thing, but it puts all of our channels together into one, and it just makes editing a little more. Not difficult, but it's just we can't edit out some things that we would normally like to. So we got this new box. It's pretty cool, and it's got 4 channels, so we can always have two.
No, it looks nice too. So. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. All right, well, I hope you guys are ready for another exciting episode. Let's go ahead and dive in from Battle Brain.
Strap in, mother. I'm just gonna start saying because Ethan just bleeps me. Strap in, mother.
We just don't want a whole episode where it's like beep. Dude,
the Greg one towards the end.
Yeah, it got a little bleep.
Yeah, whatever.
I mean, it happens. So we try to keep it PG-13 for you if you're listening to it in front of your family and stuff.
Hey,
but
you get one F word in a PG-13 movie.
You do?
Yep.
Is that legal?
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, did you watch Guardians of the Galaxy 3?
Yeah.
When he's explaining how to open the door.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, you get one.
Oh, you get one.
Yep.
All right, sweet. All right, well, let's get back to these bottles, man. Let's talk a little bit about the proof and cost of yours, and then I'll give you mine, and then we're gonna take a couple sips and give you our thoughts.
So this one's a batch 7. It's 57.5% alcohol by volume, which comes out to 115 proof. Again, this is a double oak. It's called the Holiday Toast. I saw it was SRP 75, but I'm pretty sure around us it's more like closer to the $90 area. But I feel like these are on sale quite a bit. So, I mean, you could probably get it for 30, 40 bucks off and get it for that $50, $60 range. What do you got over there, Cody?
I've got so this is actually, so thank you, our good friend of the podcast, Aaron, actually let us borrow this bottle. I've got the Frenchman. It's a Kentucky straight bourbon. It is 119 proof. These bottles, I've been seeing them. I was looking at a couple places. This is a actual Oak Liquors store pick. So,
just here in Austin.
Yep, which is pretty cool. So we're cheating a little bit here with this one, but this is aged in, well, they actually finish it in new French oak barrels, so you can definitely smell that on the nose. Like, it's hard for me to explain, but I get a lighter sweetness, like almost like a espresso kind of sweetness, if that makes sense, on French oak. This one doesn't have as much of a coffee note, but that's kind of just a best comparison versus like a normal oak, new charred oak barrel, but I know somebody out there that's way more qualified on the differences between the oak and French. Obviously, it's the wood, but what kind of notes and stuff you can get. There's some stuff online. I didn't really go deep into researching that. We got a lot to talk about today, but I'm gonna take a sip of this holiday toast first. What are you getting on the nose?
Oh, the holiday toast. Oh,
yeah,
sorry, I had the Frenchman.
Oh, you had the Frenchman.
No,
okay.
Here I got the holiday toast.
Definitely get toast.
Yeah.
Like
you get the little bit of, I got like a sweet oak kind of smell.
Did you? So
I'm kind of smelling cherry, maybe.
So I was like, not poor, but growing up, we weren't wealthy, but my grandma used to make like cinnamon toast on white bread, like with sugar and cinnamon.
Oh, I still
in the
make
oven.
those.
Yeah, dude, it's so good. But like that's kind of
good.
I kind of get a hint of that
Yeah,
waft on the nose.
I smell some cinnamon. It almost like cherry cinnamon to me.
Yeah, I get a little bit of cherry. The cherry is really, it's not like a Buffalo Trace cherry grape though. It's like a
sour.
Yeah, like a sour cherry.
To me, it translates on the palate. You get like kind of a tart cherry flavor that I really, really enjoy.
Yeah. Wow.
Pretty good, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's my first sip of the day, bourbon-wise. It's got a really good finish.
I really like the tart cherry, and it does have a nice finish that kind of lasts for a little while.
Yeah, dude, I'm giving me a hug right now. So
sucks it took so long for me to actually start enjoying this bottle.
Yeah, it's definitely opened up nicely. I remember when we first tried it, we were like, meh, but it's definitely opened up pretty nice. It's my first sip, though, so I'm going to let it cool off just a second. I'm dealing with some heartburn. Been in Austin all weekend. And I'll talk a little bit later on about Franklin's. Holy cow. Best barbecue I've ever had in my life. It lives up to the hype.
I kind of get that same kind of tart cherry on the Frenchman, too, but I definitely get like the French oak kind of finish. It's a different kind of, like, where the holiday toast was kind of a sweet oak. This one's kind of it's a different kind of oak.
I get like a Diet Cola on the finish. Like the back end palate, it's like a light Diet Cola almost. You get on some stuff, but yeah, that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and move over to the
Frenchman.
The Frenchman. Old Frenchie from the boys.
Oui, oui. Yeah, this is good too. It's got like, I get kind of that tart cherry, which if all of their offerings have that tart cherry flavor, I'm going to be a big fan of a lot of their stuff.
Yeah.
I get definitely some like butterscotch or caramel. Sometimes it's kind of hard for me to, figure out the difference between caramel and butterscotch. They're very similar flavors to me.
Yeah, the nose, I'm just getting caramel.
Yeah,
a little bit of spice.
It's not the best nose for sure.
No, but I mean, it smells good.
Nothing really stands out. Like I'm sitting here kind of smelling like
it
smells like something, but I can't really point out.
Baking spice. You get a lot of that on the
nose. Kind of like
a bit of hint of caramel.
Like you open the fridge and you smell that you got that baking spice sitting in there.
It's got a really good mouthfeel. Ooh, man, that's not a lot on the front palate, but the mid palate to the back is really good. I just get I definitely get that French oak, like tannin, kind of like an oak tannin type thing, but it's very light in a good way. This is a little bit higher proof, but it's drinking way smoother to me.
Yeah, I think they both drink a little under that proof point.
Yeah, it may have just been that first drink for me on the holiday toast, but these are both really good. I mean, obviously we've got a store pick and a non-store pick, so that's kind of cheating sometimes, but we wanted to give you a couple offerings they have. So let's talk. We'll come back to these and see which one you're favoring.
I think these are their two most popular ones too.
Yeah,
so I think that helps out.
Yeah, you want to talk a little bit about, you got some history and notes that you wanted to share, and then I'll share some stuff too as well, while I keep figuring out which one of these I like better.
Yeah, so I have a few things here. So Lucky 7, so this is all from Google. It says Lucky 7 Spirits sources its bourbon from a select group of prestigious Kentucky distilleries. They don't own their own distillery, but they have new fill, that's in quotations, contracts with these distilleries to produce their bourbon. The company outsources bottling and blending at Bardstown Bourbon Company on behalf of Lucky 7. They also use new/virgin oak barrels for finishing their expressions. So don't really know exactly what's in there, but if they're blending it at Bardstown, maybe there's some Bardstown in there. Not really sure.
Yeah, they're real secretive about what they're sourcing, like their mash bill and all. I couldn't find any of that information.
Well, and I don't know. I'm sure it's an NDA thing, kind of like Randall was talking about before, is they just can't talk about it. Another thing, I want to talk about their offerings a little bit. So they offer a variety of Kentucky straight bourbon whiskeys with different flavor profiles and barrel finishes. Their offerings include the Workhorse with notes of poached pear, tobacco, and toasted pecans. The Holiday Toast, which is finished in heavily toasted American oak barrels with notes of mulling, spices, and nutmeg. They also have the New Yorker, which is finished in toasted Amberana casks. Is all Amberana finished? Are those all toasted, or they just? Because I think that's the first time I've heard toasted Amberana.
I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not actually sure. We'll have to follow it. I'm going to make a note of that to follow up on that.
Yeah.
If you're listening and you know the answer to that, let us know.
That's kind of interesting because that could maybe tone it down a little bit. I don't know, or maybe balance it out. Anyway, so it features cinnamon, brown sugar, and oatmeal raisin cookie flavors. And then they also offer the Frenchman with notes of French oak, according. It just says with notes of French oak. Well, yeah, it's okay. Well, that was great. Thanks for that. Anyway, yeah, so that's their offerings, and that's just kind of their, where they're at. I think Cody's got a little more detailed maybe history of them.
Yeah, just a little bit of interesting stuff. So like the co-founders were Michael, I think it's Lahila. I'm not sure exactly. I may be butchering that. And John Powell's. They were college best friends apparently, and they loved cinema and bourbon. So kind of like we, Garrett's a huge movie buff person. I love movies too.
I feel like this would kind of be like the bourbon brand I would want.
Yeah,
is like
something
one
like
that kind of infuses a little bit of everything that I love.
Yeah, and I mean this bottle kind of inspired our like first logo kind of stuff. We were kind of taken back. Remember when we were creating it, we were trying to get some movies, comics, and stuff all built into that. Which is really interesting. So where actually the 7 came from is it was derived with the infamous Stage 7 in Hollywood, California. There's several movies that have actually been filmed there. Just to give you some example, Captain America, First Avenger, Pirates of the Caribbean, Jurassic Park, Iron Man 3, Batman Returns. I mean, there's been a ton of movies.
So we were watching a video on their site earlier that was basically a recreation of Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Was that filmed there?
I'm not sure. I didn't see it on the list. I just looked up a short list though.
That would make sense to me, but
yeah.
I mean, Tarantino is a huge movie guy, so he would probably use. Actually, there's a Tarantino movie on this list that was filmed here in Austin. But I'll get into here in a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, but it's just one of the. I think one of the greatest movies. I mean, Pulp Fiction is one of the greatest movies ever. So. And then they don't use staves. That was something that I found. Again, they're focused on blending. That's kind of their expertise. They don't distill their own whiskey. They're sourcing it, as Garrett had mentioned out to you. So, but no, I thought that was really cool. I didn't know where that 7 came from, so to know that it's coming from a very famous Hollywood studio where a lot of famous movies have been filmed. I think that's really cool. I think the bottles are really well put together. I do get the cherry tart on both of these, so let's go back to each one more time and see if you get anything different, and then maybe we'll crown a winner and which one we're leaning towards. But I think these are both really good options. We have, as Garrett had mentioned, I think earlier, seen these going on sale. So I think now if you see them in a Total Wine, it'd be a really good time to pick one of these up. If you're getting $20-$30 off, I mean, these are really solid bottles. They're really cool. It's something different. And if you like any cherry tart sour stuff, I mean, this will be your jam. So I'm going to go back and take a sip of the the holiday toast again. And I apologize if my voice sounds a little bit off. I was singing quite a bit this weekend.
Smoking some cigarettes.
No, I don't smoke cigarettes, but yeah. So I was singing. We went and watched
Mike Wazowski.
I might have to do my AC/DC impression later. So
he does sound like nails on a chalkboard.
No stop sign, speed limit. I can't even talk.
What was
limit.
that?
Sorry, I was drinking and trying to sing at the same time.
Was that your AC/DC impression?
Yeah, that was terrible.
That didn't sound anything like AC/DC.
Ethan, you can cut that.
No, never, bro, never.
This bourbon's
you
stuck in my throat.
You sounded like Chris Farley at the door. He's like, "You need fresh pillow?
You want me to fluff your towel?"
That's what you sounded like.
No, go away. I'm sleeping. What kind of hotel is this? I love Chris Farley. If you haven't figured that out yet,
R.I.P.
Rest in peace, buddy.
Fun fact about Chris Farley: did you know he was originally supposed to be the voice of Shrek?
I did not know that.
And Shrek was never Scottish to begin with, so just imagine just regular Chris Farley's voice in Shrek. I don't know. And then Mike Myers came in, and then he was like, then he turned into a Scottish accent, and then the rest is history. But
yeah,
I thought that was pretty interesting. I think they actually filmed some with Chris Farley.
This holiday toast drink's a little hot.
Yeah, and that might have been what we didn't like when it first opened. Maybe
it just didn't have a lot of flavor to it, like it does now.
Might have just been just hot ethanol or something. I don't know. So I think I actually really like the Frenchman a little more. I think I like the finish a little more.
It's a store
like
pick
the flavor
too.
wild.
And these are single barrel, by the way. This is a single barrel.
I don't know.
So.
No, this one's not a single barrel. This is just a batch 7.
Oh man,
I do love these labels a lot though.
Yeah. It's to me, and I don't know what the regular are offering. Again, this is a store pick, the Frenchman, but I'm definitely leaning to the Frenchman. I think they're both really good.
Very good for sure.
Yeah, I'm really impressed actually with the holiday toast. From what I remember the first time, I just don't remember that cherry tart. Yeah, I love that kind of.
Like I said, I was sitting there one night and I just went back to it. I'm like, holy shit, this is really good.
Yeah, like a
sour. Like, man, I'm gonna drink this whole freaking bottle before we do an episode on it.
So, like 3 of my favorite, and you'll hear if you've listened to us enough, like I love butterscotch. Anytime I get a butterscotch note, it makes me excited. Creme brulee, like kind of notes like that, burnt sugar, and then like a cherry grape, and then
sure.
And then you could probably throw in like I love. Because we had that bubble gum from Ho Chi Town, but like I have a Blanton's, and I need you to let you try it and see if you can get the bubble. But I get a little bubble gum note on it.
Bubble gum shrimp.
Bubble shrimp. So yeah, these are both really good.
So I actually think the thing I don't like about the holiday toast, so it's not that I don't like it. So the thing I prefer, why I prefer the Frenchman, so I'm getting like almost a burnt char kind of flavor.
Yeah, like an ashy kind of thing.
I'm kind of picking that up towards the end. I think it's kind of not like putting me off of the bourbon, but it's like that's why the Frenchman's just kind of like you can just taste that French oak, and it's just a lot nicer of a finish.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was drinking some George T. Stagg, which I'll tell a story a little bit later on how cheap I was able to find that here in Austin, which I was so ecstatic. And I don't know if it's the price wrong or what. I'm not sure, but
what if they had a price like a regular Stagg?
They had both, yeah. I don't know. They have both, so we'll find out here in a couple of hours.
Yeah, so we're going to go drink some George T. Stagg after this.
For sure. But not to name drop or brag, and that is our favorite bourbon, but that we call it the perfect bourbon because it's so good. But yeah, I mean, for 115, it drinks a little hotter to me than I would think. But again, I like the finish. It does add some pump. So
Big pump.
It definitely.
Scott Steiner, baby.
I'm here to pump you up.
That Frenchman kind of gives me a little hug like in my chest.
Smooth as butter to me, man. The mouthfeel in that Frenchman's
good, man. I highly recommend either of these bottles for sure if you ever see them, especially if they're on sale. If you've been seeing them and you're like questioning, you're like, man, they're like $30, $40, 50% off, I don't know if it's like maybe they realize that their prices are a little too high and they're trying to make up for it. I'm not really sure, but I mean, they're good. Go out and get them if you've been curious about them for sure.
Yeah, no, I think they're a really unique company. I think they're sourcing and blending some really good whiskey. So yeah, check them out. We hope you've enjoyed this kind of overview and review of Lucky number 7. And now we're going to move over to Nerd Rage. All right. Let's talk about the Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts, yes.
We are the best of the leaders of the Thunders.
So, question for you. Do you feel like the Thunderbolts is the best Marvel movie since Endgame?
Oh, it's definitely in the conversation. I still am processing it because like there's so much been happened since I've watched it, but it is definitely in the conversation of the best Marvel movie since Endgame. I would agree with that.
I mean, I think the writing was great. I think the acting was great. I think all the guys came together and worked really well together. It was a pretty, I don't know. The story wasn't super complex, but I think the actors really helped to bring out all that. I think the topics that they went over were a real risk, talking about mental health and stuff. But I think they did it really well. Kind of shined a light on that a little bit. Yep. So. And it's Mental Health Awareness Month, so that
works out really well.
That they did that. So.
Absolutely, it's something we're very passionate about. Mental illness is something that a lot of people don't. It just doesn't get talked about enough. It's starting to get more, but that goes directly correlating into suicide and other things that we're very passionate about. So not to go dark on you guys, but if you're having bad thoughts or thinking no one cares about you, again, somebody out there, and Randall did a great job explaining that. In our episode, which will be coming out soon. It should be coming out, I believe, before this one. But I mean, we're here. If anybody needs to talk to somebody, I mean, we all go through trials and tribulations. Like, I've gone through quite a bit over the last few months, just with family and everything else going on. So, I mean, if you need someone to talk to, we're here. You've got people out there that care about you. So, anyways, but I loved the movie. Like, it was one of those movies where it was over, and I'm like, is it over? Like, I was sad because it was so and it was different than what I thought. It was just going to be your normal superhero movie. It's very unique. There's some twists and turns in it. Character development. You really need to understand the characters, though. I believe there's a lot in there, and it's a little bit of a tearjerker when he and Yelena are talking, the Red Guardian and Yelena are talking. Yeah. Like, that part was like, oh man, because I'm a dad, I'm a girl dad. Go girl dads! If you're a girl dad out there, and I love my daughter, it's my world. So, being a father, and I know this is you don't have a child, Garrett, but it's just something that is like you never feel like you're the best parent. Like, even if you could be the best parent, it's something like you always want to. Most people, right? You want to always strive to try to be better and. There's not any secret to parenting out there. Like, be present, try to lead by example. Some of the different things that obviously we want to do that are, very obvious, but, there's no perfect way to parent your children. And it's just, stuff like that. So, to understand their backstories and see that I thought that they did such a good job of playing off of those emotions. But I love the movie. I highly recommend it. I would vote, I was thinking about a rating. I would probably rate it about a 9.25.
I feel like that's a little high for me. I was thinking more like the 8.75 area, but it's because a 9 for me is like up there with like some of my favorite, which I'm a lot more critical than a lot of other people are. But I didn't really. There isn't anything off the top of my head that I felt like they did bad or like there's nothing really super negative I can think about the movie. I feel like the villain was kind of interesting because it's not like your normal conventional, which it's not really spoiling anything because it's in the trailer, but that was kind of different. It was more just about the team aspect, kind of just going back to, old school Avengers. Loki's not really ultimate level threat villain, but he became one because he had the staff and all this. So, you can have an unconventional villain as long as you're telling a good story.
Yep.
So
agreed.
That's really good. I did want to ask how many people walked out after the first after credit scene because like 60% of our theater did. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Do you guys not know this is a Marvel movie?
It's about 35-40% of the people walked out.
Like, guys, you're gonna miss the best after credit scene.
Yeah, and just like before you go watch a Marvel movie, just look up. You don't have to spoil it. Just look up if there's a credit scene. It's information you can easily get. So
most at least have a mid credit scene. So there's something, and maybe that's what people. Maybe it happened in the mid credits and.
Oh, and the end credit was like way longer and more important.
It's like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah,
it's like the longest post credit scene ever.
Yeah. Then Avengers with a Z.
And without spoiling anything, I actually I actually believe that could potentially be a scene in Avengers Doomsday. So
Yeah,
we'll
that'd
see
be
if
interesting.
we'll see if that ends up coming true or not.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna spill the beans, but like the only thing that like I didn't like was the Taskmaster part, which I'm not gonna mention that.
Yeah.
It was just like, okay, I thought this was an important character, but maybe not.
Yeah, and
it is what
I
it
mean,
is.
I think if we talk too much on it, it's kind of spoiling it. But
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah, when you see
I think
that
they
part.
I think they put Taskmaster way too much in the promotional material just to screw her like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, but that was the only part I was like, but it was good. I thought it was really good. I thought how the characters interacted and their relationship, and then in the movie, like Red Guardian's by far my favorite character in that
David
movie.
Harbour is great, dude.
Dude,
Other
he's
than when
so
he tries to do
good.
Hellboy, I guess.
Yeah.
I didn't watch that movie, but it got torn apart. Which actually, Guillermo del Toro said he might be doing a third one, which would be fantastic because I thought the Golden Army was a sick movie. That's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, I like the Hellboy movies. I think they're solid.
Yeah, I love those first two. Like these last two have been just.
No,
I
agree.
don't understand. Like you got a lot of story. Like there's a lot of things to Hellboy. You can pretty easily make a pretty good Hellboy movie. I don't know what's going on.
But I mean, you could also say that about the X-Men, and we got a lot of bad X-Men movies. But that's more Fox than anything else.
It's also putting the maybe not so experienced directors in charge of these projects.
Yeah.
I like Simon Kinberg. Like, why is this dude directing? And they're going to hand him a trilogy in Star Wars. So, yeah.
For sure.
Have fun with that, Star Wars.
Yeah. Suckers, may the 4th be with you.
He's like, hey, yeah, I have a really good resume. See, I directed Dark Phoenix, and it did really well. No. That's the reason why Fox, after that was like the breaking point, and Fox sold everything back to Marvel. Congratulations, you made probably debatably the worst X-Men movie. It's either that X3 or X-Men Origins Wolverine's also super bad.
Yeah, that one's not good.
Also,
but it's watchable.
The thing that I love about X-Men Origins Wolverine though is Sabretooth. I thought they did Sabretooth really well.
Yeah, I agree.
I can't think of that guy's name, but he's a great actor. Oh, Liev Schreiber.
Yeah, that's right.
I wish he would come back.
Nailed it.
Liev Schreiber.
Yeah,
Cotton Weary in Scream universe.
Yeah, so we'll talk a little bit more about Thunderbolts. I think obviously it's very new; it just came out, so we don't want to do any spoiler alerts for that.
Although to be fair, like this episode's going to come out here in a few weeks. By that point,
that's true.
I mean, I guess we could have spoiled a little bit.
We can spill more beans in. Maybe you're right. We could. We just tell the whole movie on. No, I'm just joking. We're not going to do that. But I really liked it. I highly recommend it.
Opening on.
Yeah. Guess what happens at the end? No, I'm just joking. All right. Anything else on the Thunderbolts?
Go watch it because
yes.
Which by this point, it'll probably be towards the end of its theatrical run. But go see these movies, because if Marvel keeps not making money, then maybe they would not make movies, and I think that would make people sad.
That would be sad. Yeah, that would be very sad. Go watch it. It's worth watching. Like, it's really good. The characters are everything in that, and I thought they did such a good job. It's not just about kicking ass and heroes and villain and saving the day. I mean, it's got a lot of intricacies and development and stuff. So, yeah. Anyway, that'll conclude talking about the Thunderbolts. Let's talk about, and this is spoiler alert.
Spoilers.
We need to get a spoiler alert.
If you haven't binged this by now, then that's on you, bro.
So Daredevil has concluded on Disney Plus. If you have that, you can watch it. I think it's one of the best Disney, Marvel Disney show, or not even Disney, just Marvel shows in general. I thought it was excellent. I don't know if I'd give it the crown of being the best, but I thought it was awesome. I enjoyed every single episode. There was a couple there, but just like the portrayal of heroes and vigilantes, and then I can't say his last name, Vincent D'Onofrio. Yeah, I mean, him and Charlie Cox is like just friction in that villain versus hero.
They chew up the scenes together very well.
Yeah,
whenever they are together on screen.
The part in episode 4 where Frank Castle and Daredevil are talking about.
Man, between that and the graveyard scene, those are just some of the best. They just have some of the best scenes just together. It's great. Like, I don't know. That's on just another level of acting.
The fight scenes they're very like brutal. Like, it's,
the opening one, but it was pretty bad CGI. But between him and Bullseye,
yeah,
just he was just shooting the crap out of Daredevil. He was just bleeding everywhere, and then Daredevil throws him off the roof.
Yeah, that was.
And then
nuts.
he survives.
Yeah, he does survive. He actually comes to play a big part later in the series. So.
Bro, I can't believe he jumped in front of Fisk. I was wondering if he thought maybe he was shooting at his girlfriend.
That's what I thought. I think he just reacted as a hero. So like it
but
doesn't.
It's natural though for the hero to still be the hero.
Yeah,
it's like because you don't want to be the, and that's the whole thing. He has a fight with Punisher is he doesn't want to be the guy that kills, and he doesn't want to kill people. He wants them to get their due justice.
Yeah, so if you've watched this show, like we would love to hear your take. Like, why do you think he jumped in front? Was he just naturally reacted? Was he trying to jump, make sure his girlfriend didn't get shot? I'm curious to see what your thought is on that. So if you're out there listening from our audience, yes, we've got like 2 listeners. So yeah, we'd love to hear from you. I'm just checking.
We have 2 people that actually like give us feedback.
Yeah.
We do have more than 2 listeners.
No, we do. I'm just messing.
Stop hating.
It was a joke.
The one thing I didn't like about the series is Muse. I feel like Muse is very underused. Like I get why they went in that direction, but I mean Muse is such a sick villain in the comics, man. He's so brutal. He has these powers that can kind of like make him invisible to Daredevil, which makes him really, really dangerous.
Yeah.
And they didn't really explore that part of him. But
to me, so I think that's a good point. If there was a criticism on it, I loved how they built up the Muse, and then it was kind of like fast forward. All right, let's get him out of here. And I didn't like that. I thought they could.
Let's get back to him and Fisk. Like, I think Muse could have still kind of been in the background for a little while.
Yeah.
Maybe built him up some more. And actually give him the powers that he has in the comics. I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Actually, because we didn't really get to see him like kill a lot of people either. And I know he did kill a lot of people, but
yeah,
we didn't really get to like see the really bad side of him, you know, and like the mental side. We didn't really get to live his struggles or like really get to see a lot of his story. Like I think that's the problem is we didn't really get to see a whole lot of background to him, and I would have liked to see a lot more of that character.
And then apparently they killed him off, but maybe he's still alive. I don't know, but
he's not the real. Maybe the one who got killed is not the real Muse.
Yeah, maybe he's not.
Is what I'm hopeful for.
Maybe he's a pretend Muse.
Maybe that's who Matthew Lillard got cast as.
Ooh.
I don't know.
What if he was like a Muse, like doppelganger, or like a wannabe Muse?
Could be. I mean, that'd be. I'm hopeful that they maybe do him some justice later. But I am curious who Matthew Lillard got cast as. But this next season of Daredevil is looking sick.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're already pretty much done filming it too, so I could see it coming out next year.
Yeah, and if you haven't watched Daredevil, like go back and watch the old ones. The old ones are really good. Like I don't know, Charlie Cox. He's become one of my favorite like live action characters. Like I love his character. I like the Daredevil universe. Like I'm a fanboy of this stuff now.
All those guys were at Fan Expo a couple of years ago too. D'Onofrio, Cox, and the guy who plays Frank Castle. They were all at Fan Expo and
John Bernthal or whatever.
John Bernthal.
Yeah.
And I didn't get any autographs by them. I wish I would have. I would have, especially D'Onofrio. He's such a great actor. But
yeah,
they do come around.
Yeah, they do come around. Maybe they'll give us motivation to go to Comic-Con.
Hey, Fan Expo this year is the Back to the Future cast.
Ooh, I love Back to. I'm a huge. We're gonna have to do a Back to the Future episode. I love Back to the Future.
I do like Back to the Future. I actually really like all 3 of them.
Yeah,
I know people aren't as big on
the third one,
but yeah, I actually enjoyed the Wild West.
Yeah, it's okay. It's my least favorite, but it's still good.
They actually filmed that back to back because in the second one they play like the trailer for the third one at the very end. I always thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's funny. So
they already have it good. They already have it ready to go. Look at that.
Yeah, I will say too, in Daredevil, like his girlfriend, the psychiatrist, is a little annoying. She kind of gets a little annoying.
Yeah,
it's
she's having struggles, but it's kind of not believable. Like her struggles aren't really like it. It feels like she really wants to be on Fisk's side, and she wants that power.
Yeah,
and it's almost like a forced relationship. And I'm wondering if she really knows who Matt is. If she knows he's Daredevil, I don't know. Her
she
whole
knows
thing
something's
is weird.
up, but yeah, it's a weird like little dynamic there, and she's like, "Oh, you're being a jerk," and he literally just jumped in front of a freaking bullet. Probably most likely a part of it was to protect you, and she, that whole thing was kind of weird. But I'm being nitpicky now.
The last couple episodes really gave me Dark Knight Rises vibes, where they just kind of like where they just like seal off the city and stuff.
Yeah, no, I thought the same thing.
Also, Spider-Man is also in New York. And that's what I was telling Danielle after Thunderbolts is like, Spider-Man's in New York.
Yeah.
And I know that Sony and them but I'm like, dude, if all this stuff is going on, Spider-Man's going to be around to help.
Yeah.
Like
you would think so.
And I really wish because Kingpin's actually a huge Spider-Man villain too.
Yep.
And I would have loved to see some Spider-Man in the Daredevil series, but I know the whole thing with Sony is just being a pain in the butt. I just need Sony to sell
all of it
back because they make nothing good.
No,
they have not made, except the animated movies. Those have been pretty good, but everything else has been just,
the Miles Morales
water.
Yeah. Those are
Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
those have been good.
Dude, the second one was fire. That second one is so good. The first one's good too.
The other one keeps getting delayed.
Yeah,
which sucks.
I know it sucks. I was really excited to see how that ends.
The Spy,
it ends on a huge. The second one ends on a huge. Yeah, the Spy.
The Spot.
The Spot. Yeah, that's what.
I think that's what his name is.
Yeah, it's the Spot. You're right.
He's pretty cool. So what's funny about him is they tried to figure out who like the lamest villain ever is, and I guess he was kind of it, and they tried to make him interesting.
Yeah.
I guess he's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, for sure. So
like Polka Dot Man and Suicide Squad.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, you watched the. See, my voice is cracking a little bit. You watched The Sinners. What did you think? I've been hearing a lot of great things about that.
I thought it was great. I thought it could go down as one of the greatest vampire movies ever.
Wow.
Which is, there's been a lot of good vampire movies.
That's a big bold statement, buddy.
There's a lot of good, I can't think of the word right now, but a lot of cool things where there's these characters that kind of represent the 7 deadly sins. The cousin character kind of represents, I believe his name's Robert Johnson, who is a blues singer who allegedly sold his soul to the devil. Like there's all these different things in there and I mean, some of the best musical numbers and scenes, like whenever vampires are doing an Irish jib outside, you're like, oh, this is a whole level of like,
crazy.
Wow, we're getting messed up.
Yeah.
So that part is great.
How was Michael B. Jordan?
He's great. He played twin brothers, and he was insanely good in both. I could honestly, I could see this movie sweeping the Oscars. I could see it winning. Like, there's only been 3 movies to ever win the 5 major categories, and I could see them winning. I could see it getting Best Picture, Best Director. I could see it. I think what's the other one? Best Picture, Best Actor, or Best Picture, Best Director. Then you have screenplay. So original screenplay, Best Actor for Michael B. Jordan, and Best Actress possibly for Haley Steinfeld. I feel like a couple of her scenes were a little cringy, but yeah, like she delivered her lines. She held her own. She did a really good job. So it would be cool because not many horror movies. Actually, one of the other movies that got all 5 major categories was technically a horror movie, which is Silence of the Lambs. So yeah, the movie's amazing.
That is a phenomenal movie.
So I think Sinners is great. Go out and watch it. I think it's got like a 98%. It was like 98% positive on Rotten Tomatoes, which is an insane score. Like, I think everybody's just loving it.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything bad about it.
Honestly, I love The Lost Boys. I'm a huge Lost Boys fan, but I think this movie just poops on Lost Boys.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it's that good. I really do.
Holy cow. That's a big time hot take there, brother.
And I don't mean
remember, this is recorded. You're on a recorded line right now.
I love Lost Boys. I shouldn't say poop on it because I do love that movie. What do you think the best vampire movie is?
That's put me on the spot here.
I mean, Interview with the Vampire is really good.
Yeah, that's probably the best. Interview with the Vampire. Also, I'm trying to think of. There's so many vampire movies.
I like Daybreakers. It's a good one. Oh, 30 Days a Night. The movie's sick.
30 Days a Night. But I would probably have to say Interview for a Vampire. But that's kind of like that movie like changed me when I watched it. They're so good. It's like
you just felt weird feelings about Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise,
and
right?
Tom Cruise,
like,
man. I know man. They're hot.
it's like, man, am I straight?
Yeah,
what's going on here?
No. But that's funny. No, but I think that's a good movie. There's also another. There was one I'm trying to think of. I can't think of a lot. I know I've seen Draculas and all that. About all the Draculas.
I mean, the Bram Stoker one with Gary Oldman's good, but you think you have Keanu Reeves, like some of the worst acting ever, which I think he would be fine nowadays. He just wasn't a great actor back then.
No, for sure. That's a really good question. What would your favorite vampire movie be?
I mean, I love Lost Boys. I'm a big Lost Boys guy.
Yeah, Lost Boys is definitely up there. But you were like just pooping on it a second ago.
Well, I think I was being a little too harsh.
Yeah.
And honestly, Sinners could end up being my favorite. Sinners could end up being my favorite vampire movie. I actually really like 30 Days a Night a lot. I think that movie's great. I mean, I just love the scene. I think those are actually the scariest vampires to ever be on screen. Have you watched 30 Days a Night?
Yeah, I've seen it, but it's been a minute.
I mean, those vampires, they're like German or Russian or something. They don't even speak English, and so they're just like speaking to these people in their native tongue, and just dark creepy and scary. And it's in Alaska, which is they do have months where they won't have any sunlight. It's just perfect setting for a vampire movie, honestly, for me.
You think it's going to be the best vampire of all time?
I don't know. Let's look. What
would you consider Blade?
I mean, Blade's good, but it's not. I mean,
from Dusk Till Dawn. I mean, that's when I fell in love with Selma Hayek. Like
that's got some pretty cringy scenes. Like Tarantino playing a foot fetish. I mean, he's just playing himself. I get it, but it's got some moments. What is the one? Hang on, let me pull up. Best vampire.
Yeah, they have Nosferatu.
Yeah, 30 Days. Oh, Friday Night's pretty good. Yeah, Nosferatu is good.
That's
Lost Boys, Dracula. I actually like Queen of the Damned. I know some people don't, but I think that's a pretty good one.
I wouldn't put it up there with those movies.
No. I enjoy that movie.
I think that good movie.
I enjoy
that's
some
Aaliyah, right? The Queen.
Yeah, she actually died right before the movie was released.
Yeah,
and she actually was super good. I think she could have been a really good actress.
Dude, she was like
by far the best part of that movie.
Gonna be like, I think she was gonna be like a Selena type personality, like from her songs and like acting. I think she had a great career ahead of her. It's sad.
Underworld is good. Daybreakers, I really like that one. I actually enjoy the Hugh Jackman Van Helsing.
I love the Blade movies, like
Twilight. No, ain't wrong.
Yeah,
I guess
technically, I haven't seen Thirst. That came out in 2009.
Vampires. I think that's Carpenter. That was pretty good. Abigail was actually kind of fun. Once Bitten, Jim Carrey.
Yeah,
that was funny.
What We Do in the Shadows. I think you mentioned that.
Dracula 2000. No, I love What We Do in the Shadows. I love that, and I love the movie and the show.
Okay. Yeah. Now there's a lot of good vampires.
Let the Right One In. Ooh, that's a good one.
We'll see if your
could be up there for sure.
Greatest vampire movies of all time. It just came out. Let's see how it fits in. But I think it's a banger. It looks like from the reviews and people talking about it. I have literally heard no one say anything bad about it. It's been like, dude, it's awesome.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put you on the spot. Which movie do you think was better, Thunderbolts or Sinners?
Sinners.
Okay.
I mean, that's not really putting me on the spot.
But you're a horror guy, so
just generally, it's just a better movie.
Okay.
I mean, but what's the more fun movie? And I would say Thunderbolts, but actually Sinners is a really fun movie too. Like I said, like the vampires, they started an Irish jib out in the middle of the field, just taunting these people. I'm like, dude, this is insane. This is sick.
But you get giddy on like crazy movie stuff like that. So I really had a lot of fun watching Thunderbolts. So I haven't seen Sinners yet, so I can't give you my opinion on it. So, but I'm looking forward to you writing a review over it. I think that'll be good. And we'll put that into our Bourbon Nerds community.
I need to watch it again for sure.
Yeah. No, maybe we'll have some time. We can go watch it.
Yeah.
So we'll see. All right. Anything else from Nerd Rage? That's quite a bit.
I just want to talk a little bit about this new antique collection. I think that's kind of interesting.
Okay. Yeah. So
first time since its inception in I think 2005 is what I read. The antique collection somewhere around there. This is the first time they've ever made a change. Which we don't have a ton of information. We know it's an E.H. Taylor small batch, but it's
100 proof. It's aged. It's supposed to be aged longer. I didn't get to read the full article, but someone shared it in the Someone Say Whiskey group. But
I read it. They didn't have a lot more information.
But apparently H. Taylor, they're going to do a higher aged small batch, or it's going to be a small batch. It's going to be the same mash bill and stuff. So that's really interesting. They're going to be adding that to the antique collection that comes out every year. Some of the absolute best bottles you'll ever drink in your life. Our favorite's George T. Stagg. You got Thomas Handy's my favorite rye. And then, you've got the Eagle Rare, which is great. We got to try that with Randall, finish that bottle off with him. That I love. I mean, I'm an Eagle Rare, like that I love that bottle.
We also got to try the Pappy Rye, which was really kind of disappointing.
Yeah,
It was fine.
it was okay, but I mean, it's like when you drink a Pappy, like I have not, besides the 10-year Van Winkle, which is really not considered a Pappy, and a Lot B is okay.
That's the only one I want, dude. I just want the older
10. I really like the 10-year, but yeah, it's just I've never been. I haven't had the 15 yet, so I could have tried that. I should have probably tried. I will try it pretty soon, but I haven't had the 15 yet, and that one seems to be takes the cake for most people when they're ranking and reviewing them. So,
like Randall said, once you get in that 20 range, it just kind of goes downhill.
Yeah, it's like sour oak nastiness.
Gross. I don't want any of that.
All right, well, let's move over to happier thoughts with Whiskey Sideline and talking about the historic win from the Dallas Stars.
Woo! Dude, that was sick.
Surprised you didn't get the cops called on you.
Sick. Yeah. Sick game, bro. Like, Rantanen. Rantanen's insane, dude.
Yeah, he's insane. They have him locked up for a while, too. Like that contract they got him on, isn't it like 8 years or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's 8 years.
It's a longer deal.
But it is really. So Rantanen is really interesting. So he got traded like in January from Colorado to Carolina. Well, then Carolina got nervous because he wouldn't re-sign with them.
Yeah.
And so then like 2 months later, he gets traded to us for, I think we traded a couple picks and Stankoven, which I was really, Danielle was kind of sad because she really likes Stankoven, and he's going to be a great young talent, and he's been really good in the playoffs for Carolina. But man, I mean, it's showing you why we went out and got this guy.
He did something that's never been done before.
I mean, he had 2 straight games with 4 points. Yep, just single periods, which has never been done. And then he had the only hat trick in the third period.
Yeah,
of a playoff game
in the NHL history.
I mean,
because Dallas looked out of the game.
And
it looked over.
My God, that second one where he wrapped around and threw it off that guy's skate, like that was one of the most insane goals I've ever seen in my life.
Oh God!
Like, I was like, holy shit, how did that go in? I was just like running. Dude. I was like, oh my God, I got to get my bourbon. Like as soon as I drank the I drank the straight from there. I was like, well, maybe we need some Derby luck. I was like, because the Kentucky Derby was this weekend. And so as soon as I drink that, he goes off, and I'm like, there it is. That's the one.
Whoop, there it is.
Maybe Rantanen is a big
there
blatant.
It is.
Maybe he's a blatant straight from the barrel fan. I don't know.
I don't know. Dude, maybe that's your lucky bottle.
So not only him, but Ottinger was insane this whole series. Like,
yeah,
there was a couple games where Avalanche got over 40 shots on it. Like I think it was game 6. Like they had almost 50 shots on goal, but really they took like 100 shots on us. And he had just an amazing game. He had to get pulled by the third period because he had a whole workload in 2 periods.
Yeah,
and he's just been crazy. Like that was the thing they said is Avalanche have been playing better as a team, but we've had the better goalie. And I think I think a lot of the praise has to go to Ottinger and then Rantanen for making a lot of the plays when we needed them, because we're missing 2 of our best players. Heiskanen's one of the best defenders in NHL, and then Robertson was our top scorer for the season. So
yeah, that game was intense too, because we thought it was over, but like that goal they scored on a power play. Dallas was on a power play
for sure, dude. Wyatt Johnson's sick freaking shot.
Oh my gosh.
And that was assisted by Rantanen. He had hands on every single goal we had last night. It was sick.
It's insane, dude. That's such a good game. Like we missed a little bit of it because we were down in Austin. We were watching it at the hotel before we went out, and had a place that has Detroit pizza. It was actually a really cool pizza place. Really, we had like the best waitress. She was the nicest person ever. And then we got to see the final moments, but they were down 2-0. We thought they were done, and then we get to the pizza place, and I had gone back and watched all the goals and all that, but yeah, they were up 3-2 at that point. They were down 2-0 in the third.
You're just like, what happened?
What happened? Yeah, how did that even happen? So, and I went back and watched it. Nico Rantanen happened, and he pulled out a historic. That's so amazing. Like I'm not like a huge hockey fan. I do support the Dallas Stars. Like if I'm in a supportive team, and I do watch a lot of playoff hockey. But that made me excited. Like that was insane. Just
it really sucks because honestly, I feel like the Stars and the Avalanche are probably the 2. To me, I feel like they're the 2 best teams in the Western Conference, and the way the playoffs are set up is you have your 3 division teams plus a wild card, and it kind of sucks because it's like you're gonna end up playing them like in the first or second round. Like you're not gonna meet in the conference finals unless the Avalanche finishes a wild card. But so that kind of sucks because I think the Avalanche are a great team, and I think getting booted in the first round really sucks for them. But at the same time, screw the Avalanche. Go Stars.
Yeah, go Stars. Go Stars. All right, what do you you've been? Let's move over to the NBA playoffs. Anything that tickles your fancy? It's been pretty. It's kind of played out the way that Clippers Denver series was very
honestly
close.
I feel like Harden and Kawhi just looked old.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the series, they just looked tired and
kind of
like
LeBron and Luke. I mean, Luke is a little out of shape towards him and the Lakers getting eliminated, but which I made me happy.
I mean, I knew that. I don't know. And it was funny because Anthony Edwards was like trolling Shannon Sharp because Shannon Sharp going, "Lakers in 5."
Yeah. Oh.
Lakers in 5.
When they were on that 9-game winning streak, Shannon Sharp was on first take saying like they're going to win the title.
Yeah. They're going to win the title. Like, no, bro, they have to play Minnesota, and Minnesota took that personally. Anthony Edwards took that personally, and he said, "No, I'm going to eliminate these fools."
Oh, he's been phenomenal.
And then they're going to play whoever wins between the Rockets and the Warriors, and I think they're going to beat them too. So, I mean, if the Thunder, who I'm hoping wins this next series and goes to the Western Conference Finals, I think we could struggle against the Wolves. They're very similar to us. They shoot very well outside. They're fast. They're athletic. Like it's not gonna be an easy series if that's who we play in the Western Conference Finals. I'd much rather play Houston or Golden State. But
yeah, for sure. Which they're going to a Game 7, which I know will be concluded by the time this episode comes out. But that's been a hell of a series back and forth. And, dude, if you're a Houston Rockets fan, you've got to be ecstatic. Just your team has got young talent all over the place. I mean, that team's up and coming. Like, they remind me a little bit of, like, how the Thunder started getting better. And they don't have as many draft picks, but in general, they're set up pretty well. They've got some decent picks and some great young talent on that squad.
I'm kind of surprised the Bucks got beat so bad, but they lost Damian Lillard, right? Lillard got hurt in like game 3 or 4 or something.
Yeah,
so
something like that.
I don't know. I
didn't watch a lot of that series.
I don't know. And Indiana, someone picked Indiana and the Wolves to make the finals. I was like, that's a really hot take, man.
Were they smoking crack?
I don't know, but
maybe.
I'd be surprised if anyone other than Boston or the Cavs make it out of the East, honestly.
Yeah, I've still got Boston coming out from the East and then Oklahoma City Thunder out of the West. And I'm going all in on Oklahoma City Thunder winning it all this year.
We have played really good against Boston this year. So that's what I'm hoping for because we actually didn't play super great against the Cavaliers. But I think we can beat Boston pretty. I want to say handily, but I think it would be in 6 personally. That's a what is that called? The prediction.
Sweet. Yeah.
Oklahoma City in 6 against Boston.
And we don't talk a lot about golf, but Bryson DeChambeau wins the Live Korea. Kind of went off. He was fighting it out with Charles Howell III. But yeah, that was a good little battle.
Who won the Kentucky Derby?
I did not see that actually. Hold on. I knew the Kentucky Derby was going on, but I spaced him on that.
It says Sovereignty won.
Sovereignty won. Okay, nice.
Then second was Journalism, and third was Beza.
Sovereignty's been the horse. Isn't that the horse that won the Triple Crown and all that, I believe?
I keep hearing Sovereignty. It says it had 7-1 odds. It's not bad if you were betting on him.
Yeah, that's not too bad. I'm not sure. I'm not a big horse person. I mean, I love going to like Barbados has horse racing. I like going to there, but I'm not a big horse better or anything like that.
The track was really muddy and gross too.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, no, that's pretty good. Anything else for Whiskey Sideline?
I keep seeing that thing where Dirk Nowitzki could take Nico's job.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if that's actual.
No, ESPN reported on it, so apparently it's not a farce.
What if?
Because I didn't think that Luka Doncic was going to get traded either, and that happened.
What if this was like his mad plan to trade Luka Doncic for? Well, he didn't get what he could have got.
Yeah,
but then Luka doesn't sign with Lakers and comes back and re-signs with Dallas.
Oh, there's nothing that would make me happier.
That would be insane. It's just
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, screw you, Lakers, I'm gone.
Yeah.
Like I think if Dirk takes over, maybe that's what their ticket to get him back.
Dude,
I don't know.
dude, yeah. I was like, they're very close. Obviously, you saw Dirk was at his first game in LA when Luka played.
Yeah, I think they have a very good relationship.
Yeah, they have a great relationship.
Because Dirk was still there when Luka came in, right?
Think about the only other Maverick that's loved more than Luka is Dirk. Dirk is the chosen one.
I would argue that Dirk might be loved more than Luka.
No, that's what I said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Luka's the only other player that has that kind of like as like second fiddle love of like for Dallas. So like if you brought back Dirk as a GM and fired Nico, which would make everyone happy as hell, and then able to pull off the greatest heist in NBA history, that would be a dream scenario that would make me the happiest man alive.
And then you get a healthy Kyrie and a healthy Anthony Davis. With
and we win the title next year. Do it.
We'll
We've already beat you guys with Luka.
I think we're just getting better and better every year.
You are, but that would be a hard force to beat. So, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's really interesting. So, all right. Well, that's going to conclude Whiskey Sideline. Let's move over to Pop Culture Pour. All right. Let's talk about
it.
Favorite movies.
Yeah, which we've kind of done this a little bit before.
Yeah.
But I'll just kind of go over some of my favorite movies. I'm not going to like go super detailed, but because honestly, of this top 20 here, and I'm looking at all these movies, like, dude, any of these could like go in my top 10 easily. So I'm not going to go over all these movies. I'll just go over some. So some of my top movies are Princess Bride.
Yeah, you love that movie.
That movie.
It's good.
Psycho is amazing.
Yep.
In Bruges.
So I haven't seen it.
Dude,
I'm
going to bring you like a handful of movies to watch. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Love that movie.
Insane Clown Posse.
The World's End. Have you ever seen that?
I believe so.
It's the same. So it's
no, I have not.
So Shaun of the Dead. So they did Shaun of the Dead,
Yeah.
then they did Hot Fuzz, and they did The World's End.
I haven't seen The World's End. It's the
actually
one you showed me a trailer from it.
And actually, Hot Fuzz is on here too. But so they're called the Cornetto trilogy because each movie correlates with a Cornetto flavor or color.
Yeah.
Like the Shaun of the Dead was the red one, so blood, so zombies. Hot Fuzz was police, so blue. And then The World's End was aliens, so green. But yeah, I love that whole trilogy. I love everything they do. Knights of Badassdom. Love that movie.
I haven't seen it.
It's great. It's these guys that do LARPing and accidentally summon a succubus from hell.
Yeah.
So
I think I stopped watching it or maybe watched pieces of it. I'm not, because I remember watching a LARPing movie. I think the what's his face in it, the small guy,
Peter Dinklage.
Yeah,
he's
I
like
think I saw some of it.
He's like high the whole movie. It's great.
But I need to like go back and watch it from start to finish. So
Ready Player One, very nostalgic.
That's a really good movie.
Yeah,
that's
great.
a super good movie. I really enjoyed that one.
The Carl Urban Dread movie, I think, is super underrated.
Yeah,
I love that movie. Seven Psychopaths.
It's a good movie.
One of my favorite Christopher Walken movies.
Yeah.
You've seen Seven Psychopaths?
I believe so.
It's the same director as In Bruges.
It doesn't mean I don't follow movies for the directors unless I like.
It's the same, the same comedy.
Unless
style,
it's Steven Spielberg. I'm just joking.
Army of Darkness. I love Army of Darkness. It's a great one. It's Ash from Evil Dead.
Yep.
Hot Fuzz already said that. Hugo, which is actually my favorite Scorsese movie, which is
really
not a lot of people would say. Yeah.
No, it's definitely not my favorite.
The reason I like it though is because it's not really a children's movie, but so it ends up being, it really kind of gives love to original cinema. Like the very first movie that was put on like a screen or whatever was shooting a rocket and it hits the moon in the eye. And so it really kind of goes into like the original days of cinema. And there's just a lot of things that just really kind of checked all my boxes for what I love. And so I really like the movie. It's really great. Nightcrawler with Jake Gyllenhaal. That movie's insanely good. I think he should have won an Oscar for that role. Twister. I feel like every storm season I just want to watch that every weekend.
Yeah, that's an awesome movie.
Charlie Chaplin's The Great Dictator. I love that movie. I mean, I could have picked a lot of different Charlie Chaplin movies for that spot, but I think he gives one of the greatest speeches ever in movie history. So that's why I put that one on here. Let's talk about a couple more on here. Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. I think that's kind of like peak Freddy Krueger. It's got everything you'd want: comedy, horror. Man,
It's spicy. Sorry. Yeah, there's bourbon spicy.
Yeah, spicy meatball.
It is a spicy meatball.
And the last one I'll talk about on here is Dead Poets Society. I think that movie's fantastic with Robin Williams.
I think that's a really underrated movie.
I think it's great. I love it. I think Robin Williams was fantastic in that role, and I think it deals with a lot of interesting subjects, especially young adolescents growing up in a private school where your parents have these certain expectations, but you want to do your own thing, and then and it's got some sad moments for sure, but it's a great movie.
Okay, well, I'll give you, and we've done it like a top 5. I think it was at the end of the year we did the top 5 episode.
That's why I was kind of talking. I kind of went into some other ones that I didn't include in my top 5. But
no, so I remember I did my top 5, and I was it depends on the day. Like you can change out. The Matrix is one of my favorite movies of all time. My favorite movie of all time is Gladiator. I absolutely love that movie.
I think those directors got lost in the Matrix because after that just.
Yeah, it just gets worse and worse. But
what'd you think about the new Gladiator?
I enjoyed it. I think it obviously was not the Gladiator like the original, but I thought they played homage to a couple things. I obviously hated the freaking the Sharknadoes in the Coliseum, but they actually did flood the Coliseum back a long time ago, so that's actually historical accurate. They did not put sharks in the Coliseum that I'm aware of anything I've seen any historical relevance on. But I thought it was good. I thought, his character was it was kind of hard to like really get behind him. He's like, oh, I hate you. You're my stepdad. And
he was kind of a boring actor, honestly.
Kind of.
I don't know if it's just he wasn't given a lot to work with, or I'm just like looking at him like he's not really inspiring me to care about his character, honestly. But
yeah, I thought towards the end though, some of his speeches and stuff he did a lot better. But it took a whole movie for you to like maybe get behind this guy.
And I don't know, he just might have not got great direction. I know Ridley Scott's kind of hit or miss on directing these days.
Yeah.
But
So Jurassic Park is one of my classic. I love that movie. I could watch that. That's a movie I could watch.
The glass with the water.
Oh yeah,
going and there's a lot of iconic scenes in that movie.
The raptor tapping.
Are you
what is
for
that?
The new one?
I mean, I remember when I was watching Thunderbolts, I saw the preview. I think it's called Rebirth or something.
What the hell is that big dinosaur that's like behind the glass? Like
I have no idea.
I'm like, what is that thing? Like that's not an actual dinosaur, is it?
I mean, so here's what you're telling me about the new Jurassic Park. One, you've got the Jurassic Park universe, and you got Scarlett Johansson. I'm in. That's all you gotta say. So
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, and I have a newer and I think Scarlett Johansson, obviously, she's known for her role as Black Widow, but like, watching her in Jojo Rabbit, I thought she was brilliant in that movie.
Dude, there's a movie called Under the Skin where she plays an alien that's trying to figure people out.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
She's insane in that role.
Yeah, I mean, she's got some really good movies.
She's like not wearing any clothes the whole movie, which is
sounds great.
Distracting, but
terrible.
She actually, it's like, so she's basically trying to lure these guys in, and she's trying to understand humanity, and it's really interesting. It's very kind of slow, and one of those you have to really kind of pay attention to.
Yeah.
So you have to like really want to sit down and watch it. But I thought she was great, and I don't know if she got an Oscar nomination for that, but yeah, she's a fantastic actress for sure.
Yeah, she definitely can act. There's no question.
Funny story about her in Jurassic World too, real quick, is she's always wanted to do a Jurassic World movie or Jurassic Park movie because she loves the originals, and they made the joke was like, "Well, you're too expensive." And so I guess on this new one, she went straight to Steven Spielberg. Is like, "Look, I want to be in the movie."
Yeah, I'll take a pay cut. Yeah. I wonder if she did had to negotiate. Like, I'll take a pay cut.
I don't know. I mean, those are going to make a lot of money. So
yeah. Oh no, there's
also
no
Mahershala Ali is in it. He's a good actor.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm trying to think of other good movies that she's in. Obviously, Jojo Rabbit we talked about. She's in a ton of Marvel movies.
Was she in A Marriage Story with Adam Driver? Was that her? Was she the actress in that? Because that movie got a lot of really good praise.
I'm looking. She's really good in The Prestige. Have you ever seen The Prestige?
Yeah, it's a great movie.
That's an excellent.
You're asking me if I've ever seen every
she's phenomenal
Christopher Nolan movie?
Well, I mean, yeah. Perfect Score. Looking just all these movies. She's in a ton of movies. She's even in Home Alone 3. I forgot about that. The Horse.
Oh, yeah, she was in A Marriage Story.
She's in The Horse Whisperer, A Good Woman. Yeah, I mean, there's so many.
She actually got nominated for Academy Award for Marriage Story and for Jojo Rabbit.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I knew she got nominated for Jojo Rabbit.
Oh, yeah, Under the Skin, man.
Yeah, Lucy. Have you seen Lucy? I think that's a really underrated.
I think it's fine.
I mean, it wasn't like her greatest movie, but I thought it was better than because it's rated really bad. I thought it was much better than what the rating. But everybody's got their movies that they like that people hate.
Yeah.
So going back to you're getting me way, and you talked about Martin Scorsese's Goodfellas is one of my all-time favorite movies.
It's good.
I love Casino. I'm a big Robert De Niro fan, obviously. I loved The Departed. Like, that's one of my favorite movies. I could watch that. I think it's entertaining. You got a little Matt Damon, Leonardo DiCaprio, Jack Nicholson. I mean, that's such a good movie.
Have you ever seen Silver Linings Playbook?
Yes.
I love that movie.
That's
it's
a really
great
good
Robert
movie.
De Niro movie.
Yeah.
I've
seen every Robert De Niro movie.
That could also be in my top movies list. I think that's like just everything, like because Jennifer Lawrence and I think every actor, pretty much Robert De Niro, Bradley Cooper, Jennifer Lawrence. I think they all got nominations for that. So
yeah, I even went back and watched Raging Bull not too long ago, which that's rated so one of the best. Dude, it's such a good movie.
That's definitely up there for my favorite Scorsese movie as well.
Yeah,
we could do a whole list of Scorsese, and it would just
we need to do a whole more we could rate our Scorsese movies. That would be a whole. I'm trying to think. Saving Private Ryan, one of my favorite movies. God, I'm just trying to think.
Saving Ryan's Privates. I downloaded the wrong movie, guys.
What else? I'm missing a few others. I'm thinking through.
Oh, you didn't write them down?
No, I didn't write them down. Sorry.
Ballsy.
Yeah, for sure. Trying to think what else. Obviously, Empire Strikes Back. One of my favorite movies of all time, which we talked about. Today is actually May 4th, so May the 4th
be with you.
Yeah, I mean, I've got tons of movies. We could go through these lists, and I could break apart. And I mean, obviously, The Godfather. I'm a huge Italian mob movie guy. Godfather is one of my favorite movies. Boondock Saints. I love Boondock Saints.
Do you like the second one?
Yeah, it's okay.
I enjoyed it.
I liked it. I mean, but it's not as good as the first one.
I like the bad guy is Bender from The Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
I was like, that's random. And then the new guy, he's like, who are the whoop ass fajitas?
Yeah. I like Ferris Bueller's Day Off a lot too. That's like a classic. Like that movie.
Oh, that's so good. Fry.
Bow.
Fry. That reminds me of the Always Sunny episode. And they're like, yeah, the bomb chicka song.
Yeah, the bomb chicka song.
Like, bow, bow.
Yeah.
He's like, ooh.
And we'll do a better job of going through he shared a lot of his movies. There's a ton. I'd have to go through it. I need to do like a official ranked top 20, and we just go through and be like blah blah blah. I love this movie. Gangs of New York, another Scorsese movie. I love that movie.
Oh yeah, you mentioned the Dead Rabbits earlier. It made me think of that movie.
Oh yeah,
because Leonardo DiCaprio, the Irish gang is the Dead Rabbits.
Yeah, there's a bar in Austin on 6th Street called the Dead Rabbit. It's actually a really cool Irish pub. Been there a couple nights. I
love Irish pubs.
Drinking me some Guinness.
I actually heard a really interesting story about that. So Daniel Day-Lewis had every now and then he gets to where he's going to retire from acting. So Leonardo DiCaprio was cast, and him and Scorsese really wanted Daniel Day-Lewis for that role of the butcher, and so. He asked Leo to go talk to Daniel Day-Lewis, and so Leo goes to his house, and he's just like, "Let's go for a walk, shall we?" And he's like, "Yeah, let's go for a walk, sure." And so he doesn't talk the whole walk, and so Leo's like, "Well, I guess if he's gonna be silent, I'll be silent too. We'll wait for him to talk." And so he finds the bench. He's like, "This looks like a good place to sit." And Leo's like, "Yeah, good. It looks good. Yeah, sure." So they start talking, and Leo's like, look, there's this really cool role and you play a butcher and it's a gangs in New York and Scorsese. And he's like, well, I don't want to let Martin down, so I'll take the role. So the rest is history, which I don't know. I don't know if we'll see any more Daniel Day-Lewis movies, but I mean, he's probably debatably one of the greatest actors of our generation.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone that's been nominated for Academy Award as many times as that guy. I feel like every role he's nominated.
Nominated. Hey, he's in a movie. He's going to be. I was like, all right, let's add him to the list.
Yeah, for sure.
A couple others before we close out that I wanted to mention: The Shawshank Redemption. I think that's one of the greatest movies of all time.
Absolutely. It's definitely debated in the industry for sure. It's fantastic. Great.
Fight Club. I absolutely love that movie.
Actually, dude,
I love that movie.
So whenever the screen comes up and it's like before the movie trivia, and it comes up and it says, "What is in every scene of Fight Club?" And I'm like, I don't know. It says a Starbucks cup, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna have to go back
every scene.
In every scene.
I know there's a lot of scenes I'll have to go back and watch that.
Yeah, I'll have to go back because I'm like, man, in every single scene, there's a Starbucks cup. It's something you have to go back and look for.
Yeah, for sure. I can't talk about, and we talked about it a little bit earlier, Pulp Fiction. I go back and remember after we were talking, I forgot what we were talking about, our top 5 favorite movies. I went back and watched it. I love
Pulp Fiction is great. It's not my favorite Tarantino movie. It's fantastic. I'm very all about Inglourious Bastards. That movie just like
agreed.
I think Christoph Waltz in Inglourious Bastards is one of my favorite characters in any movie. It's just so he just chews up every bit of scenery he's given, and that he was definitely deserved the Oscar for that.
All right,
that performance.
I agree. I couldn't agree more with you. I'm gonna do 3 more. Inception.
Oh yeah, great movie. Have you ever watched Memento?
Yes.
That I actually, so that's one I always forget about, but that could actually be in my top movies and it's a early Christopher Nolan, but like telling the story backwards is so genius.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I think that's just that just kind of blew my mind. But Inception definitely kind of.
I love that. That movie blew my mind. I remember watching it. I'm trying to think. We got a couple more.
I went back and watched Interstellar not long ago, and I'm still kind of confused by the black hole stuff, but other than that, the whole movie's pretty good.
Yeah, and I'll do 2 more. The Green Mile, which is a Tom Hanks
You're
classic.
picking a lot of Stephen King stories, too.
It's not my fault.
Green Mile, Shawshank Redemption.
I mean, they're great. And then Back to the Future. We talked about that earlier. I love those Back to the Future. I actually rewatched those a couple years ago. Made my daughter watch them. She loved them, too. Like, they're just classics.
That might not be for you guys, but your kids are going to love it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
He almost slept with his mom.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They did that in Family Guy where...
Oh, yeah.
He's like, you slept with your mom. Why'd you do that? And then he keeps sending them back. And then all of a sudden, all these Martys are showing up and just like tag teaming his mom. It's like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, that's funny. The Family Guy cracks me up. All right. Anything else? I wanted to talk about the Liam Neeson's. The Naked Gun trailer.
Yeah.
That was.
Oh, we were going to talk about some movies from Austin, and we were going to talk about some upcoming releases and stuff for sure.
Yeah, but
there's a lot of stuff coming out.
Yeah, so Liam Neeson's going to star in the new Naked Gun. Yeah, the trailer's hilarious if you haven't seen it.
Like, what do you want? He's like, your ass.
Yes. And then he's like, comes out. He's like a man in a little kid skirt.
I'm like, okay, Liam Neeson finally figured out what he's supposed to do in life because he's not a badass. That's exactly the role he should be playing.
I have a collective skills to find people
and laugh about it.
Yeah.
Liam Neeson's is my.
Yeah, dude, I love that skit. Key and Peele, the Liam Neeson's. Starring Liam Neeson, man, that's an Oscar winner.
He's like, Liam Neeson's ain't not got no trophy. I could have swore he won for Schindler's List. I know he was at least nominated, but I could have swore he
Battleships. Oh,
straight up blew up a robot boat. Oh, he got a nomination for an Academy Award for that. I mean, he could have won for sure. I mean, Schindler's List was insane.
Schindler's List is one of my favorite movies of all time. I didn't list it, but it is.
That one's hard for me to watch. It's tough. It's very slow.
It is slow, but it's so good.
And it's got, a lot to it. Oh, no, he did win. He did win for Schindler's List. Oh, no, that's Chicago. Never mind. That's not Academy Award. Sorry.
It's okay.
He won a Chicago Film Critics Award for that. No, but he was nominated for Best Actor. Who won that year? 1994. I gotta look who won because that was pretty crazy that he didn't win. So Best Actor, Tom Hanks in Philadelphia. Man, this year was stacked too because you had Daniel Day-Lewis, Lawrence Fishburne, Anthony Hopkins, Liam Neeson, and you went with Tom Hanks. I don't know, but I don't know if I agree with that. Like Philadelphia is a good movie, but
yeah,
I don't know if I agree with that at all. Who won this year? Oh, Schindler's List won Best Picture, won Best Directing.
Yeah, definitely won Best Picture. I remember that.
Oh, and Ralph Fiennes was nominated for Best Supporting Actor too, and he didn't win that. Freaking Tommy Lee Jones won for The Fugitive. I didn't know he won for that.
Yeah,
that's a good movie.
I mean, it's a good movie, but I don't think it was like the best movie ever.
He's like, I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
Yeah,
pretty good. Liam Neeson's.
All
right. So some upcoming movies coming out. So real quick. So we got Superman.
Yeah,
I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch James Gunn.
Yeah, James Gunn's great.
Yeah, like, James Gunn's a phenomenal director.
Dude, Peacemaker. You got to watch Peacemaker.
I know.
It's so good.
It's on the list.
Fantastic Four.
I'm excited to watch that. Pedro Pascal, my man crush, is on there.
Did you watch the trailer for Weapons? The movie looks insane.
No, I haven't seen that.
So it's about these children who go missing from a classroom, and it almost kind of has like a Pied Piper feel to it. But I don't. And then then the kids like show up at night, and I don't know. It looks super creepy. I'm like, yeah, if you want to put creepy kids, that's what's gonna get me. Like when I was little, I always hated that scene in Pet Sematary where
he cuts his heel. That gives me goosebumps today just thinking about that. That's the scariest movie. Like I have that imprinted in my brain.
No fair. F you little kid.
God, Pet Sematary is
like just creepy kids, man. Like Children of the Corn. And it kind of gives off Children of the Corn vibes too. But they're not killing the adults, so I don't know. I'll have to see it. It's by Zach Kreger, who directed Barbarian, which was pretty decent.
Okay.
If you don't know who Zach Kreger is, he actually did Whitest Kids You Know. Do you remember those sketches back in the day?
Those are good.
And now he's a good horror director. Who knew?
Funny.
Actually, fun fact about that movie is Jordan Peele actually fired like a bunch of people in his company because they didn't win the rights to produce that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's nuts. Like he just like let everybody go. He's like, no, screw y'all. Because he really wanted
to do that.
Be part of that. We got the new Final Destination Bloodlines.
Yeah.
Which looks interesting. I always enjoy the Final Destination movies.
Yeah, they're all pretty creepy and scary. And
the second one kind of gives everybody nightmares because it's got the log truck.
Yeah.
So
the log truck. Yeah.
Always like nervous.
Oh, dude. I still to this day, if I see
people for life.
And then it was funny because we were staying at a loft downtown in Austin. You know, we switched to a different hotel, but the elevator made like a little popping sound, like the thing. I was like, Final Destination.
And this one looks kind of interesting. So it's like their grandmother or great grandmother had survived something back like in the past, and now it's coming for them now. I don't know. It's kind of it's different for sure. Apparently, the new Avatar: Fire and Ash is supposed to come out at the end of the year, but we haven't seen trailers or anything.
I haven't seen a trailer for it.
Don't know if it's going to get delayed or not, but that's supposed to come out at the end of the year. They're also supposed to release the Black Phone 2, which I really liked. Black Phone.
Yeah, the Black Phone was really good.
That was great. I have seen trailers for Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I enjoyed the first one. I thought it was fine. Like, I don't know. When you redo a PG-13 horror movie, it kind of makes it like...
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah. Of course, Jurassic World Rebirth. We talked about that a little bit.
I'm excited to watch that.
Know what you did last summer?
Yeah. I saw that.
They're bringing back the originals.
That's
just what they're doing.
I mean, I've got to watch it.
They did it with Halloween. They did it with... Yeah, it's just...
Yeah.
It's one of those things. So, yeah, we'll watch it and see how it goes. Lilo and Stitch, I'm sure you and your daughter will probably go watch that.
Dude, How to Train Your Dragon looks really good.
That was on here.
That looks really good.
Yeah, actually, Danielle had a chance to watch that movie in Vegas, and she just was like, no, I'm going to sleep in. I'm like, I would have went and watched it.
I would have gone and watched it, too.
Yeah.
You watched it ahead of everyone else? That'd been awesome.
I have a couple more here. So 28 years later, I'm pretty interested in that. So I liked the first two. I thought they were pretty good. Jeremy Renner got his start in the second one. So
yeah, that's true. I need to go back and watch that. It's been a minute.
It's been a while. They're pretty old. They're good. And then the last one we'll talk about is a little off topic, but Bambi the Reckoning. So for those who don't know,
is that the Winnie the Pooh guy?
Yeah. So there's a Winnie the Pooh like horror universe, which they just released the Peter Pan one. I need to go watch that. It's called Peter Pan Neverland Nightmare or something.
Peter Pan does not make a peanut butter jelly sandwich.
Yeah, it's supposed to be pretty good. So I'm gonna go back and watch that. But the Bambi the Reckoning looks so dumb. But I'm like, yeah, I'm here for all.
You
the
love those dumb horror movies. Yeah. That's cool. There's a lot coming out.
Let me just double check this little list here. So the Naked Gun, Mortal Kombat 2 is supposed to come out later this year. Oh,
I'm excited about that
one. The new Mission Impossible, which
I didn't watch the last one. I've seen all the other ones. I think what I'm going to do is go do a Mission Impossible, like just watch them all again.
I don't know.
Some of them are good.
They remind me of the Fast and Furious, where they just get more and more ridiculous each movie.
Yeah, I agree.
Megan 2.0, which I wasn't a huge fan of the Megan movies, the first one. I mean, Happy Gilmore 2. Which probably is going to be stupid, but
first one's a classic.
There's a Jake Gyllenhaal.
The Price is Right. Beep.
There's a Jake Gyllenhaal and Christian Bale, directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal, who's Jake's sister. She played the love interest in The Dark Knight. She's the one who you can either choose her or choose what's his name? Who became Two-Face. And that's Maggie Gyllenhaal. Anyway, she's directed. It's called The Bride, and I think it has to do with like Frankenstein. It's like a new age retelling of Frankenstein, but that looks pretty good. For those who watch the Fear Street series, they have a new one coming out. If you haven't watched them, they're really good. They're on Netflix. They're based off of an R.L. Stine series called Fear Street, but they did a good job. I think that kind of wraps up everything. Oh, they have the Now You See Me, which I think looks stupid. I think the other ones were stupid, so I'm not really excited about that. I think that's Until Dawn, which I don't know if that's going to be any good or not. Yeah, a lot of movies coming out this year for sure, though.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that'll conclude. Well, that's a lot in Pop Culture Report. It was a good conversation.
I mean, I have these ones about Austin, but
yeah, I thought about us, and we just didn't have enough time to prepare. I thought about us doing. We'll have to do another time. Our favorite movie quotes of all time.
Oh yeah, we could do that for sure on some time.
Yeah,
I do want to just talk about a couple of these movies.
Yeah, go ahead.
In Austin. So True Grit, the newer one, is really good.
That's a great movie.
Death Proof and Planet Terror. I don't know if you ever watched those.
I haven't seen that.
So that's Quentin Tarantino, Robert Rodriguez teamed up for like this double feature kind of thing.
Yeah,
like old school cinema. Those are really good. And then Machete had a trailer in that. Like they did all these fake trailers, and a lot of them ended up becoming real movies.
I remember Machete.
So Machete was one of them. Road Trip.
Yeah,
had some because Austin, Massachusetts. It gets that. Office Space.
Office Space was in Austin.
Mm-hmm. Office Space was in Austin, and then
what would you say you do here?
I do nothing.
I wouldn't say I've been missing it, Bob. I love that
Dazed
movie.
and Confused.
Yeah, all right.
There's actually quite a few McConaughey movies on here.
Yeah,
and then the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre was on here. Idiocracy. I love that movie.
Yeah,
it's a good one. Other than that, I mean, there's other movies on here, but I don't know them as well. So I just wanted to kind of throw those out there. That since we're in Austin,
that's cool for sure.
This is like the Hollywood of the South.
Yeah, and I'm gonna give some funny stories on last call. Last call will probably be a little longer, but let's move over to Neat and Balanced. So Neat and Balanced today. I actually wanted to talk about progressive overload. So, you probably hear that term throw around a little bit. Progressive overload is really just adding weights, adding reps.
Geico overload.
Geico versus progressive. But I see what I've seen a lot lately, and again, this is not nitpicking people. People like to go to the gym, work out. It's a good stress reliever, and maybe you're not going in there to get fit, or maybe you're just going in there to your heart health or whatever reason, whatever motivation you have to go work out. But I'm a firm believer if you're going to go to the gym and spend your time investing in that, whether it's mental health, physical health, maximize the time in the gym. I see a lot of people getting in. Some people spend an hour and a half, 2 hours in the gym. You can get in 45 minutes to an hour. You really don't have to spend that time. But I've seen a lot of people lately working out, doing their normal 3 sets of 12. You're kind of the old cliche. And there's nothing wrong with working out and doing that, but you're really selling yourself short. Because one, I've seen people just knocking reps out like with under 30 seconds to one set, and they're just not getting any weight time under tension or anything like that. So, I challenge the thinking of, I have to do this exact amount of sets. I have to do this exact amount of weight. Number one, I would recommend logging your workouts, keeping it, you don't have to log every single thing, but keep track of what weight you're throwing up. Like you're going to get much more out of doing 6 to 8 reps at a higher weight than you are doing 3 for 20 or 3 for 12. So, and, a couple things that I definitely recommend is trying to go to failure. If you're going to failure, you're getting that time under tension more. You're typically, and I know the battle between progressive overload is always adding weight and then, keeping your form. That's really, I think, the biggest challenge that people think about. So don't do a weight in your flip. I see people too flipping the bar and using their back and, swinging and all that stuff. Like when they're
posture is important for sure.
Yeah, posture is extremely important. But
I'm still sore from my leg and arm workout like 4 or 5 days ago.
Yeah, absolutely.
So then that's the thing is you also have to change it up too. You can't get in the same routine. So I usually pick 5 lifts and I try to do 3 sets of 10 on each one. And then sometimes on the last one, I like at least try to get 8 because, you start getting really tired and stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
And then I try to do like some kind of cardio too. So my workouts are like 30 to 45, sometimes an hour. It just kind of depends. But I think if you at least get 20 to 30 minutes of your heart racing, that's what you really want, is to get your heart racing for at least, a good 20, 30 minutes.
No, and I think that's a good point. I'll piggyback off of that a little bit because you kind of jumped ahead of me, but it was a good insight. I think a lot of times we just go in there and do the same damn thing, same workout, same reps, same weight. Definition of insanity is doing the same thing, expecting different results. Working out's kind of the same way. If you go in there and do the same crap every week. So a couple of tips that I wanted to share is, you don't have to overload every week, but at least do it every other week to really challenge yourself, to really push your muscle. It's all about breaking down muscle fibers and letting them rebuild. If you rebuild to get stronger, you build more muscle, you burn more fat. Number 2 is setting, I talked about getting to failure. If you're not getting to failure on any of your sets that you're doing, you're not working out correctly. And
I definitely do.
Yeah, absolutely. Doesn't mean you have to go to failure every single set, but you should be going to failure quite a bit. You're just not using the right weight at all.
And don't be upset if you're trying to do 3 sets of 10 and that last one you can't quite get to 10. It's not the end of the world if you get 7, 8, 9. Like just do as many as you can for sure.
Yeah,
like,
if you get 8, then that means you're doing great.
Sometimes I just get and you just kind of that's the whole thing is
Absolutely.
I mean, I wish I was in better shape, but I do go work out 3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah. Number 3 is, you can add extra reps. Like, you always talk about 4 for 10 or 3 for 12 or 4 for 20, whatever it is. But like, think about, just adding a couple extra reps to what you normally do. Think about going back to failure. So maybe you do 15, maybe you do 20. Again, if you're getting that higher rep max, that high rep, you're probably not doing the right amount of weight.
I remember in college, I always hated doing 10 sets of 10. It was horrible. But like you would do lower weight, but geez.
Yeah, but there's different times that you could do, like, when do the preacher curls and you're kind of taking weight off and going up. I mean, you can do different things like that. Yeah. And then number 4 would say, if you're doing similar workouts, like it's good to have a workout program, but like, you're doing dumbbells every week, change it up, add cables, use the preacher bar, do different things that challenge and try to target different areas of your muscle. I think that's really important. So there's a lot, and I definitely want to dive more into this topic, talk more about structured workouts. Right now, I think the most popular workout routine, if you're staying on top of new research and stuff, is the push-pull method. Like one day you do upper body push-pull, the next day you do legs. It allows yourself to focus on important muscles, allows yourself to hit your muscles more frequently throughout the week, and also allow yourself the time, which is extremely important for recovery. I think the next episode, I'm going to dive deep into tips to help you recovery, especially as you age. I'm getting up there, a little higher in age. Recovery is so critical to maximizing muscle growth, maximizing your body equilibrium and functionality. So sleep has a huge part of that. Hydration is a huge part of that, but we'll do the whole thing over that.
It really sucks because like if I overdo my knee, it hurts for a while, and like I'm dealing with that now. I must have overdid it working out, and then I did a run yesterday.
Yeah.
And so now it's just like just killing me. And I'm just like, dude, it sucks getting old.
Yeah, for sure.
Your recovery is not as good as it was when you were 18.
Yeah, and then the last tip I want to say is like throw in something like if you're doing arms or you're doing legs, like box jumps or throw something you don't normally do. I think you can do. There's a ton of research online, YouTube. I was going to recommend Athlean X, Jeff Cavalier, one of my favorite YouTube workout guys. He's been doing it for years. The guy's super smart. He's got a ton of content out there, but look at some of their. They have a lot of videos that like most effective workouts for different muscle groups. There's a couple others, and we'll talk about them another time. But look at something you haven't done, challenge your muscles in a different way. It's keeping your body guessing is really important. So I hope you enjoyed that segment. I think it's a lot. We'll have to dive in that topic a lot more. But no, I wanted to talk a little bit about that. So let's move over to last call with the Bourbon Nerds.
I think we're ready for karaoke.
I think we are. Are we tuned a little bit?
I think you're ready to go, Cody.
Am I ready to go? Baby, I'm ready to go. All right, sorry. My voice is starting to give out a little bit. But last call, I want to talk about merchandise. We've got some cool hats and shirts. Whoop. What? So we'll be representing those in our interview with Still Austin. You guys will see that. We'll be getting up our Shopzilla?
Shopify. Shopzilla would be a cool name.
Yeah. Don't they have a Shopzilla?
I don't know.
I think they do. I think they have a Shopzilla. I think
there might be. I don't know.
So anyways, but yeah, we got merchandise. We're actually doing it. We are focusing very hard because I know we've talked about it a lot, getting video up and running. We're doing a lot of research, working on getting funding for that. So we've got a lot. We've been doing a ton of interviews. This is the first episode that Garrett and I have done, just him and I, in a long time.
Yeah, we have that.
I need my Garrett time, man.
Yeah, we have that budget one that'll be out. Like that hasn't released at this point. I was like, dude, we did that one like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, I know.
And it's finally about to come out.
It's crazy, but we've been trying to stay ahead. There's a lot of lives happening, a lot of things going on. I stay very busy with work, so want to try to keep you guys getting good content. We want to make stuff that you guys are listening. So please, we need your support. Please and thank you. For that. So Austin, obviously we have the Still Austin interview coming. We're so excited and thankful for them giving us this opportunity. For never in my million years did I think within 6 months of us launching we were going to get in front of Still Austin, and we're going to meet with them on a couple days. So
and actually we're going to have a video that comes out where we try a bunch of Still Austin samples and stuff. So we need to figure out a time to do that these definitely. Next couple of days. So
yeah, maybe we'll do it tonight. Who knows? We'll see.
Let's do it.
And then a reminder on Someone Say Whiskey, if you haven't signed up for the Freddie event on June 27th, we're going to be there. We're going to be sporting our Bourbon Nerds gear. And if you see us out and about at any drops or anything, please come up and say hi to us. Like that means the world to us, guys. Like
at worst, you get a sticker.
Yeah, we got stickers. We got friendliness. We got
candy coming to our van.
Yeah. So a lot of things, but I've really enjoyed my time this weekend in Austin. I know Garrett just got here today, but we went kind of bar hopping and went around, and I had the best chicken and waffles.
The 2 bars that were open.
Yeah, the 2 bars
that
are
open until late, but I guess Sundays, it is Sundays.
On Sundays, yeah. But we went to a little Belgium shop. Just Austin's got so many cool. I've always loved Austin. I will say we went out on 6th Street last night. I did feel a little out of place. Like I was the oldest kid on the block. There was like a bunch of teeny boppers. I'm guessing they're 18, 19, 20 years old, I'm sure, from the college, but my God, like they look young. But anyways, we went out, we saw a singer. I cannot think of his name. He was phenomenal. But I want to tell you, I went to Franklin's too, by God. Franklin's, if it's worth the wait, people. I know it's hard. They open at 11, get there an hour early. We waited about 45 minutes, but it is the best barbecue I've ever had in my life. And I knew it was good. I've heard a lot of people, it's very famous, but it lived up to every bit of the hype. We had just about everything, the brisket, the pork ribs. My buddy Dillard let me try the beef rib. Sides are okay. I thought their beans were the best out of the coleslaw and potato salad. Coleslaw is pretty good. I think it was good. We made a little sandwich, but the brisket's phenomenal. Maybe we'll have
Nothing's
to
better than a good old fashioned tater salad.
Yeah. But I met this couple, and it was so funny. I want to tell this quick story, and then we'll close this out.
Yeah, you're taking away from my GTS time.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry. So anyways, this couple that we met who have just joined the Bourbon Nerds community, I'm really excited to have them a part of our group. They're from Atlanta. They showed me a picture of their dog named Hamilton. He's like a golden doodle, and I've never seen like this is like if AI
it's the most golden doodle name ever.
If the AI tool could make a professional shot of a dog, and I went on this bit. We were sitting there drinking and just talking as we're waiting in line in Franklin's, and I go through this whole bit of like, man, this is his dating profile for the dog. We talk about, I bet he drinks his whiskey neat and he likes fine cigars. It was just so funny. I had them cracking up, but really cool people.
What is their names?
Martelli and Brad. Yeah.
That sounds like a radio show. Martelli and Brad.
Martelli and Brad. Yep. They're from Atlanta, Georgia. Shout out to them.
Well, welcome to the group, Martelli.
Yeah, welcome to, they've got a.
I'm sorry I was not there to introduce myself.
They got to join. I've got a few people here. I'm sending reminders to. But yeah, anyway, so Franklin's is awesome. Austin's awesome. But there's so much live music, great places. I found a bar called Library. It's on 6th Street. They have George C. Stagg for $20. They may not have it by the time you listen to this and go down there because I'll probably enjoy it before I leave. But
it'll be gone.
Yeah. So, but anyways, I wanted to share that. So, some really good whiskey selections around the Austin area. So, I think Garrett and I are going to do some Austin hunting as well. Maybe here in San Antonio.
Well, yeah, we'll be in San Antonio tomorrow too. So,
yeah,
we might get a little bit of both. So,
pretty
yeah, I think we'll get some video. Let's do some video this time. We should definitely do that.
I agree. I did want to say thank you all, guys. Please continue to support us. Share if you know somebody that loves bourbon, you know somebody that's a nerd, you know somebody that wants to, be a part of a community that's growing and passionate and just wants to be a part of everything that's going on, not just in the whiskey community, but bettering the communities around them. Then join us. Join us. We really need your support. It's very important for us to continue to sustain this long term. We want this to be a long term thing. We've got our LLC. We've got merchandise coming. I know it's been a slower process, but again, we're self funded. We haven't made a dime, and we're not in this to make money. We're in this to bring you content and grow a community that is special. So
if we can make some money to just buy bourbon,
to review and maybe save you money, for sure. So, but yeah. That's going to close us out. Anything else?
Also, we have TikTok, YouTube. Our podcast is on Spotify, Apple Music. Like we're everywhere, man. Just get on there, comment, subscribe, whatever you guys want to do. I know that it's easier to watch stuff. So I try to post content on YouTube and TikTok. I post goofy little videos, just for fun, just to try to have something in the meantime until we actually get some actual video content. But get on there, check it out. It's fun. We like to have a good time. That's all. It's what this is all about. And hopefully we can have an event for us, soon. Bourbon Nerds event. I think that'd be really fun. So
stay tuned, everybody. So. I'm cooking up something. Stay tuned for sure.
He's cooking. Let him cook.
Yeah.
Let him cook.
All right. I'm Cody.
Garrett.
And we are the Bourbon Nerds.
Live from Austin.
All right. Take care. Thanks, you guys.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
The Bourbon Nerds podcast is hosted and executive produced by Cody Mills and Garrett Welch. The show is produced, mixed, and edited by me, Ethan Adams. The show features original music by Alex Pitts. You can find the Bourbon Nerds on all the major social media platforms. Please follow, rate, and review the show on Apple Podcasts or your podcast player of choice. It really does help the show. Please don't hesitate to send an email or message on social media. We love to hear your thoughts, comments, and bourbon suggestions. The Bourbon Nerds would like to remind the audience to always drink responsibly, know your limits, and never drink and drive. Be sure to check in every Sunday for a brand new episode. Cheers!
At first I was afraid, I was petrified. Can't think of now without you by my side. But then I spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong. I grew strong. But I learned how to get along, and now you're back from outer space. I just walked in to find you here with that sad look upon your face. I should have changed this stupid lock. I should have made you leave the key. But I've known for just 1 second you'd be back to bother me. Oh, go now, go. Walk out the door. Turn around now, 'cause you're not welcome anymore. I've got all my life to live. I've got all my love to give. I will survive. I will survive. Hey.